Okay, are we good in position?
I think so.
I think so.
Cocktail characters.
You know what's funny? Well, I don't want to talk about the drink. I want to give it away yet. I don't want to talk about it yet.
Okay, if you're sure. Is there something you can say without giving it away?
It won't give away what the drink is, but it will be the main ingredient. I'm going to say it. I'm going to do it.
I'm nervous.
I actually typically don't love whiskey, but because a lot of times it feels so sweet to me. But what's funny about this is we've added some sweetener to it and it actually tastes better. Is that the mint?
I think of the mint, and I think that
maybe the bitters.
The water, and the watering it down with the ice, like chilling it.
Yeah, it's not as like.
It's doing something too.
Whiskey.
Yeah, because honestly, sometimes, if you're gonna drink whiskey, not that I'm a professional, but if you just add a little drop of water, it can just change everything about it. It's amazing.
Oh, I love that.
So like we went on a tour. Angel's Envy is a bourbon, a whiskey, and bourbon, I guess. In Louisville, they have their little distillery, and we went on that tour, and that was really fun at the end because when you do booze tours like that, at the end you get to try all the things, right? What was fun with that one is we got to try a couple different of their whiskeys, and that's what they did. Like, now try this with this, just by itself. Now try the same one with a little chink of water in it, and it changes everything.
And you loved it.
Yeah.
Can I just take the edge off a tiny?
Yeah, it does. Or I liked mine was 1 cube.
I'm going to try that.
1 cube, like a big fat cube, and it just kind of takes its time melting, but it takes a little edge off. It just depends.
I love that. It's fun.
So, welcome.
We're coming in hot.
Yeah, we are. And I'm hot. I think this is making me hotter.
Oh, I feel
this booze.
Perfect.
Your cozy sweater.
My bright orange sweater. I've gotten so many comments today that run the gamut of good and bad. Or good and unsure, really.
It's more question mark.
Going like, whoa, that's a lot happening. I feel good about it, though.
You should. It's beautiful.
And I've got this little kerchief that matches.
And you can't see it, but it matches her shoes, too. Okay, now you can see. What? It's
a weird angle. I'm going to do this instead. They're cute shoes.
Yeah, they are cute.
Dink. Pinterest board.
You are? Yeah, it's like literally. So, how was your week? We didn't get to record last week because of our crazy schedule.
Oh, yeah. So I feel like there was actually something I was going to tell you last week. I can't remember. It's gone. How was the weekend? It was good. It was Easter weekend, so I hosted my family on Saturday. Did lots of cooking. That's kind of become the new tradition of my family is they come over to my house on Easter weekend. Yeah. Which is fun. And this is cousins that were my age and they've had babies now, so that's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. How many people did you have?
18. So not crazy.
Right. But that's a full house.
But a full house. It was fun. We were going to do outside, but the weather was absolutely horrible.
Oh, I know.
So we were inside.
Rain, rain, go away.
Rain, rain, go away.
And then it ended in like a ta-da on Sunday with tornadic activity.
Yeah.
Which is not unusual for our area, but.
Yeah. So we went, this is kind of funny. We went and saw a movie. It was a kid's movie called King of Kings. It was like the story of Jesus, which is cool. The story of Jesus is amazing. And when you smash it into a kid's version, it was like they were trying to fit every miracle of Jesus into one movie.
Well, and you said it was like 2 hours long?
It was a 2-hour-long cartoon.
For children.
Cartoon Life of Jesus movie for children. And not only was it like Jesus was born, the story of Jesus, it was Charles Dickens. The movie started with Charles Dickens' cartoon version on stage performing a thing. And like one of his stories, the monologue, which was Christmas Carol.
Okay.
He was performing that in a cartoon version. And I was like, is this the right movie? Because there's not even, in the previews, there's nothing about the storyline.
That is kind of strange to start out like that.
It's overarching throughout. The whole thing is about him then telling the story of Jesus to his son. So then it like is in and out of like the early 1900s to then like this. At one point, my 4-year-old looked over at me and said, "Mom, is this over yet?"
Yeah, kids, even with cartoons, it's like they need to be in very small increments. But if you're even animated, even kids, kid friendly, you have to have it in increments.
Especially
In
the story of Jesus, like, that's heavy.
Yeah.
There's heavy things.
Yeah.
It was
just not just like, do. It's like, and then they died, and he resurrected them. And then
they did the parable, or not the parable, they did the miracle of the man with legions in him.
Oh, that's aggressive.
The demon-possessed man with multiple demons went all into the pig.
And then over the edge, over the cliff.
Okay. I saw a cartoon version. I have a cartoon version of that in my head.
Wow.
Anyways, there was cool parts about it.
Sure.
It was a long movie. That was kind of funny. How about your weekend?
Jordan almost finished up roofing our garage.
Ooh.
So they got that almost done before the major monsoons were happening.
Good.
And then we had friends over Friday night to sit around the fire pit and just chit chat, have a glass of wine. And then Saturday, after all the downpour, we went to another friend's 25th anniversary party, which was super fun because we don't get there's so, you know how you get like, you still live so close, yet your just lives are kind of like ships in the dark, you just pass from each other. And like they're in a different stage of life with their children because they, their kids are grown and like graduating nursing school and going into college and things. And though they were the same ages, we got ours young, later. We're in a different space and time. So we so it was really good to be around them and several friends and family. And then we thought we were going to go do a quick karaoke right after that with some family and friends. Like we left that party because it was over and we're like, trying to find a little karaoke. Yeah. It was a live band instead. But so we just had to sing really loud to the live band.
Yes.
And then
your own version of karaoke.
Pretty much. And then yesterday was our book club where we all meet together. I have a little gaggle of girls that we do, who have done book club for the last 8 years.
That's amazing.
It's so much fun.
I love
and
that.
All of us are very different humans, like very different personalities. And so it's really funny when you get us all together. We were going to go to one of the wineries, but they closed because of the storms and there was some damage up around that area. So we didn't get to do that, unfortunately. Then we had some very, very interesting service at a local restaurant instead, which was, there was nobody there because it's Easter and it's middle of the day, weird timing, and we just had tornadic activity, and we're like, okay, it's over. Come out of the shelters. Let's go on and have some book club.
Interesting as in not good, or interesting as in like, what's going on?
It was really strange. It wasn't that great, but also, okay, if young lady, if you happen to watch this, you were a doll. You were so cutie, so sweet, very, even though she it kept going wrong, she kept smiling and being like, oh, I'm sorry. And then, so,
good job.
Okay. Oh, right. So just so you know, this is the restaurant we went to on Wednesdays and Sundays, they have half price bottles of wine. I'm like, okay, deal.
Yeah.
I asked for this red blend. I was like, I like that price point. Divide it in half. Oh yeah. I'm making out like a bandit over here. Asked for it. She had to go see if they had it. They did not. Okay, fine. But in the meantime, another one of the girls had ordered this bottle they had only one type of Sauvignon Blanc. Oh. What color of wine is Sauvignon Blanc?
White.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what we were doing was she was ordering white. I was ordering a red. And then as the girls came, if they wanted to add to it, they could. She comes back, says, sorry, we don't have that. I'm like, oh, well, let me figure out something else. And I started looking. She cracks open this other bottle of wine, starts pouring. And I look at my friend, and I look at her, and I look at my friend. And it's red. What's coming out of it's red bottle. And I go, didn't you order a Sauvignon Blanc? She's like, yeah. And I looked at the girls like, she ordered Sauvignon Blanc. And she goes, that's what this is. And she turned around and says, Cabernet Sauvignon. And I was like, Sauvignon Blanc's white, and that's not that. Oh, okay. And she was like, glug, glug. It wasn't even just like a taster, like to see, how some restaurants are fancy. She was like, glug, 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 glug. Filled this glass. And you could tell that my friend was just like, that's not what I want. And I was like, send it back. So that happened. And then she didn't even ask me what my substitute bottle I wanted. She took off because she was so embarrassed about the red versus white thing. I mean, we were very nice. I'm like, we really want white. Anyway, she left. And I was like, but I would have actually probably bought that bottle. But she took off. And I was like, okay, well, then I won't do that.
We'll take it 3/4 price.
Exactly. So then she brings me a bottle. So I order, it wasn't a cab. I ordered a Pinot Noir. Yeah. Red, a light red. I like it. I don't mind a little chilled too. That, whatever. She came back with a chill thingy and a bottle in it. And I was like, is that white? And it was Chardonnay. She'd already cracked it open. What? And I was like, honey. I was like, I didn't order Chardonnay. I ordered this brand So when I said it, I was like, okay, if you don't have, I asked for the first Pinot. They don't have it. Okay. The only other Pinot. Okay. Do you have that one? I'll check. She checks. We have it. I said, number 14 on your chart. This one right here. 14.
I'll take that one.
This La Crema brand Pinot. Okay. Comes back. It's a white. It's a Chardonnay. And I was like, but it's La Crema Chardonnay. And I was like, I was like, honey, I didn't say honey because I don't do that. But I was just like, because I think that's condescending. Yeah. But I was like.
But in your head, you're honey all over the place.
Honey. Yeah.
I like honey in here.
Right. I was like, I actually wanted the La Crema. I wanted the Pinot Noir. And she goes, La Crema. And I was like, but the red La Crema. But the number 14. That's what I wanted.
Because wine labels have multiple wines.
And she's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. She's like, I don't know wine. And I was like, it's okay.
It's becoming obvious.
Yes, you don't need to. You need to just listen to my words. I pointed and said, this is the one. Anyway.
That's
maybe
funny.
Learn a little bit about your wine selection.
Maybe she's new.
I think she might have been. And then she kept like running off. Like somebody would order one thing, she'd run off. And it's like, and then the other girl was like, I'll have a salad. So she ended up, my other friend like walked over, was like, hey, I was wanting to order a salad. Can I go ahead and do that? And she's like, oh. And then she comes back later. We only have this one kind of lettuce, not that kind of lettuce. She's like, that's fine. I'll take that lettuce, whatever you have. Okay.
They run out of everything.
Come back. Okay. So you do know that comes with such and such dressing. Yes, that's just fine. That's left. Come back. Like it was, I was like, I don't know what's happening. So then the bottle that was the wrong bottle, she's like, I'll ask my manager. We'll just probably just take it off your ticket. Because she'd already cracked it open.
And poured it.
I know. And I was like, but I appreciate that you bring that, but I still want the one I want. So anyway, so we ended up getting that bottle for free. So and we drank it.
Her mistake was your redemption.
Absolutely. But it was an interesting, there was literally 0 people in there beside us for like the first 45 minutes. It is awesome. I'm like, what's happening? It's not like you're busy with so many things.
Yeah, we're not over. Maybe she needs more stimulation to stay in line.
Maybe. Sometimes that is true.
Like she needs more to focus.
You have to be bigger or busier.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was fun. Whatever.
I love it.
It ended up being really fun.
Okay, so last week we discussed we had sent out questions to multiple people. We probably need to redo this again. And we were going over, we essentially asked people if they wanted our advice for things and asked them to send us questions or things.
Right. Yeah.
Like, do you want coaching on anything? If you do, what do you want coaching on? Send it to us. So that we were going over those last week. We did not make it very far. So we're going to continue to go through that. Part 2 of coaching questions.
Interesting. Okay.
This is fun.
It is fun. So we did fishing and golf last week.
I feel like we answered it pretty well.
I feel like we did.
I think people took things away from it.
If they didn't, that's on them. We gave them a lot to work with.
Listen, look inside if you're having an issue. It's in here.
And if you want to know what this is about, go check out our last episode.
Oh, yeah. Yes, don't look inside for that.
Okay. Did we talk about physical wellness and clean eating?
Yes.
We did. Okay, I thought so. Nothing off the table in business. Building scalable systems, specifically property management. Okay, I won't.
Oh, do you want to talk about that? Building a scalable property management business. Margins are slim in property management. I feel like that's the first thing. Well, I say that. They don't necessarily have to be, but there's a lot that goes into it if you're going to do it well, I think. And then if you start to build out from there, the more doors you take on, which is typically how people talk about property management, you talk about how many doors you have. So even if you have you're managing an apartment building, you count the doors. I think sometimes you got to think about what do you need to hire to handle that many doors, what systems, people, salaries, those things. So I've never built out a property management business, so I don't have.
I'm sure we have really good resources of other people who have that
we can connect you with.
Yeah. Whoever you are that asks.
DM, like, and share to find out. I don't know if that's right. Building scalable businesses, profit first. Let profit lead you into that. If you don't have the profit margins to necessarily add an additional expense or something that you think that you need, don't do that yet. So I think a lot of times people think I'm going to pay for leads. And then when I get the lead, then I'll have the money for the thing. If you don't have the profit to buy the lead in the beginning, start organically. And then just as your profit increases, then see if you can afford the lead and if the ROI is there for what makes sense.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah. That's my advice
on that. But what about people that say you have to spend money to make money?
I think it depends on the field that you're in, because I'm sure there's other fields where maybe that's probably true. In our specific field, I think you need to be really good at building relationships first. And then sometimes you have to spend money in order to like invest your money to make money. I don't know if that's, but I don't think that you necessarily need to start in this business and have the best marketing, the best signs, the best headshots, like top of the line, all this stuff. You don't need any of that to sell a house. You literally actually need none of it to sell a house. Right. You can provide really incredible customer service. You can build relationships really well, and then start to build your business around that, and then spend money to get nicer signs and scale your business with what you have incoming.
And I feel like people in this industry really want to be able to trust that you're knowledgeable in the business. You're knowledgeable about the market. You're knowledgeable about process and how to work through negotiations and all those things before you have the best signs, the best headshots. We're not selling sunset here.
We were just talking about that today. We're salt of the earth here in the middle of the country.
That's right. If you didn't know, we're salt of the earth.
So be really good at your job first, and then spend money to have all the cool things. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, start scaling from there. Okay, so health, life, work, balance. Is there such a thing?
Okay, what does Gary Keller say?
He says that you
counterbalance.
Counterbalance, yeah. You can't balance. It's impossible. You counterbalance, which means in the moment, if your energies and your attention need to be more towards your family because of whatever season or situation, then you need to be paying attention to that, and then counterbalance it with your work to keep it, balance, so to speak. And then whenever the time is appropriate, then you focus back over on work. Yeah. And your family can handle a little less attention at the moment. Just depends. Yes. Yeah.
I think it's about being present where you're at in the moment that you're at. So, and knowing, and I think that can be micro and macro as far as like season of life, macro, micro, literally where are my feet right now. I think too, the visual picture of, if you want me to be the best real estate agent and the best mom at the same time, I literally can't do them simultaneously. Yeah. I can't go through a contract really detailed and well with a client and also walk my kids through why we need to be respectful and treat each other with kindness. I literally can't do them at the same time. So I think that goes back to what you're saying. It's the counterbalance. When I'm with my kids, I'm going to be present with them, important to them here. And then when I'm at work, I'm going to do that here. It gets hard in self-employment, I believe.
Absolutely. And I think that's, because when you punch out at an 8 to 5 kind of job, and most often you can leave it there and then you're present.
It's easier to be present.
Yeah. But if in our world, it's just a little bit different. And then of course with health, I still struggle with that. Like I was on my I'm all gung-ho health journey, December, January, and I was feeling so good. I was feeling good about myself and about how I was sticking to it, and I was looking good and feeling good and all the things. And then you get sick, you go out of town, boom, 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 and here we are. I'm down back to the not square one, but just back to okay, Ragan, let's pick. I am definitely of the mindset when it comes to that though, that it's not. I really have had to work through this, but I'm in a space where it's I'm not starting over. No, I'm just picking back up where I left off. And even if I have put some pounds back on, or even if I have,
it's not square one.
It's not, and a lot of people do that though. I've been in some health accountability groups, and they're like, "Oh, great, now I got to start over day one." And it's no, just where did you stop? Pick back up. Yes. Or even don't pick it back up in the same spot. Maybe you go back a couple days on the workouts and pick back up there because maybe you love that workout. Right. Let's start there. Yeah. Or maybe you can't do the full-fledged. You're really good for 2 months at meal prepping and you're in a bad space and that's not working. Well, don't stress out. Don't meal prep for the week. Just get good at meal prepping for tomorrow. Yes. And start with the little baby steps. And it's never back to square one, I feel like, with health and wellness, because you made progress when you were doing the things that made you feel good. There was forward progress.
You learned you took inventory of your body in that time. So this worked, this didn't work. You're always learning and taking inventory. Yeah. I think as far as the act of making those things a priority, for me, what has helped, because sometimes it can feel like we're on call 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
And we tell people, you can text us at any time. We may not respond immediately, but we communicate that to people, and we communicate upfront, and we communicate the times that we probably won't respond as quickly, or may not until the next business day. Mm-hmm. For me, what's worked as far as putting things in their place, because I have little kids, so when I'm with them, I really have to be with them. I can't just run off and take a phone call. There's no other adult in the house to manage if somebody decides to hit somebody in the head. I mean, and that happens. Like that is happening. So I've learned routines work for me. So with wellness too, like I have Pilates in my schedule. I go these days, and it's happening those days. And then with my kids, I have these afternoons that I am home with them. I have this day that I'm with them. And the routine of that, number one, it helps me communicate to clients, I'm unavailable this time, but then I'm available to you this time. And then my kids also know, oh, mom's really available these times. And then these times she's at work. Mm-hmm. And then with my physical health, I'm really going to be present and available this time for my workout for myself. And then I'm going to go back to work or back to kids or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think scheduling sometimes, as much as it sounds like it's not it's not as
romantic, is it? It's like, and it's not regimented. It's just, it's a time blocking thing, but also it's you being true to what you already committed to yourself.
Yeah.
And then making that space, not allowing other things to interfere with it. That's where I mess up, is allowing other things to interfere of like, no, this is when I do this thing, and you just do it. And that tends to be, and honestly, once you get into those routines, once you have those boundaries and that time blocked out for the things that make your life feel healthier and more balanced, then it really is calming.
Yes.
To your just like your energy, just kind of like, it's calming knowing that this is what I do, and now that's done. And then and I'm not a super organized person. Like some women are like, I got my list, I got this, I do this. I do that sometimes, but in general, no. But when I do have the one or two things that are super important, and I don't let other things interfere, man, it takes your confidence through the roof of like, okay, that felt good. I did that thing, and now I can let life go.
If I nailed these things, I'm gonna feel great. So if and that is true. Like if I can make my Pilates appointments, if I'm home on time to the days that I have my children, and if I show up I have certain meetings within the week that are prioritized over others. If I make those things happen, I feel really good about the week.
Yeah, that's nice. I think that to me says balance.
Yeah,
I mean, really,
I love it. So I would say, find your priorities, schedule them, and then keep them the priority. And then you will find out quickly if they're not the priority, because they'll fall off your calendar
constantly,
which is fine. Then that you're just telling yourself that's not important enough to me to make a priority at this time.
Yep. Okay. And maybe later we'll revisit it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
love
like
it.
That. And I like, even, okay, for instance too, like some people are like, so this is one thing I had to learn is I don't like to meal prep on Sundays.
Yeah.
And everybody does. Every Sunday meal prep, Sunday meal. And I was like, by the time the weekend's over, I'm just kind of like, I want to just chill. Like either sit and watch the game, read a book, crochet, or just have friends over and play a game, whatever. And that to me is what I'd rather be doing.
Yes.
Of course I could meal prep, and then I would be like, that would last for a couple of weeks, but then I would let in other things I really want to do interfere. So like, I don't do Sunday meal prep. Never have. Once I figured that out about myself, it was out the window.
Yeah.
Monday meal prep worked for me because maybe I didn't have everything ready on a Monday for the day, but that's usually the day I was able to get to the store, and it was less crowded.
You're back in it,
and I'm back in for the week. And maybe Monday night's dinner is a little bit crazy because I didn't have everything I needed for whatever. But by the time we get going, I was able to, like, as I'm making dinner on a Monday night, I'm also at the side, I'm over here on the side chopping up some veggies.
That makes total sense.
Getting some things ready. And I really liked, and that way I'd had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday covered. And then Friday's a free-for-all. So I don't know. It's just
I love it.
It just kind of, I feel like too, just sliding that a little bit and not thinking that this is the way we have to do it. Or maybe you don't like to meal prep. I'm using that as an example a lot, only because it's something I really wish I did better at. But, when I do it, I do a good job. But I heard somebody else say this, and I was like, that's me. That's why I do this. I don't like to do it for the whole week because I get sick of the same food after 2 or 3 days, or it gets kind of icky. So I only do 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And then, whatever. I don't know. Just little
food gets old after that.
Yeah, either way. So I just think it's fun to you take the idea, but you scale it or you adjust it just enough to make it feel doable.
Yeah, I think that's really good. I feel like we do that with time off too. Our days out of the office are random throughout the week because a lot of times we're working or available or working on the weekend. So we slide our time off to be where it needs to go.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, for sure. Oh,
is that our last one?
Tactical strategies to ... build resilience.
Oh.
Hold space for big emotions.
Ooh.
And increase wealth in an economic downturn outside of real estate. Okay, I can't help you with that.
Yeah. That one.
When I start at the top.
Start at the top.
Build resilience. I have a thought on that.
Love it. To be fair, I feel like we both have been through hard things in our life, and it builds resilience.
It does. I love, there is a book by Oprah and a doctor that I can't think of his name, and I love it. It's the book, that one I've recommended to everybody, and it's What Happened to You.
Yeah.
And I adore this book. I've listened to it. Now I own it, and I've been on reading it again, but I've listened to it like a time and a half, and I don't usually do that, but this one I was like... But what I love about what he said in this, and it clicked for me, because when our kids had been through and lost their parents, everybody's like, oh, kids are resilient. They're going to be okay. And I'm like, how do you know that? Kids lose, like, we don't know. Like, they could be total psychopaths because of losing their mom and dad. I don't know what's going to happen from here on out.
Like, they've had very traumatic things happen.
Yes. Yeah. And so, not that they're going to be psychopaths, but, like, people do, like, PTSD from this stuff can carry throughout your life.
Yeah.
And... anyway, what I love in that book, and I'm not going to quote it properly, but he talks about how we're not born with resilience. That kids aren't naturally, innately come out of the womb with resilience. It 100% has to be built, which that specifically said, that question. And what I love about that, and to me, what I've seen personally, and you could probably attest to this as well, or give your input, but resilience is created and built by love, first and foremost, feeling loved and nurtured, and in that, like, that secure space. And it doesn't have to be a parent. It can be, there can be different ways for this to be given to a child or an adult human, whichever, but specifically children. And then next, and just almost right there as important, is community. Community. And there's all these examples of kids who've been through very, very similar situations, but the difference was that community. Yeah. A network of, it takes a village. Well, it does. And there's a reason that people are pulled into, groups, like when they feel lost or they feel the need for comfort or for direction. They can they're attracted to groups of people. And that could be a church group. It could be a softball group. It could be, or, from school. Anything. It could be a club. It could be, maybe they're drawn to the neighbor's family. Yeah. Because they're so loving and dynamic, and they feel that acceptance and that
like a sense of belonging.
Yeah,
probably.
It's really beautiful. And that book really goes into detail about that. And I love it. So
that's amazing.
That to me, when I read that, I was like, and that's why my kids are going to be okay. Yeah. Because they have a community.
Yeah. I believe we were built to live in community.
Absolutely.
Isolation is not, I don't believe it's good for anybody. I think there's times of isolating very intentionally to, sometimes you got to reevaluate, right? And I think that's okay and that's good. But I believe that we were actually meant to live within community and have multiple, like, friendships and input into your lives. So I think that's important.
Absolutely.
As far as building resilience, yes, I don't believe we were born with resilience. And I think we're actually seeing that a little bit with this. We were actually talking about lunch about how people currently, kids right now, are scared to get their driver's licenses. And I believe that work ethic is built. I believe that resilience is built. And I think that those things are traits that you learn and are habitual over time. But I think that we learn them by, it's like by hard stuff. And I think, so I had a great childhood. I honestly didn't have a lot of like crazy hard things within my childhood, but work ethic was something that we were taught. And resilience was actually something I feel like we were taught on a very micro level of just like, okay, that didn't work. You just get up and you get out and you do it again.
Sure.
And you just keep doing the thing until you do that. And then that's when you learn like, oh, you chose to make this mess. Well, you're going to go clean it up in full. Like you're not just going to, half do this thing. You chose to do that. You're going to go clean it up.
Right.
If you get this out, you put it up. And not only that, but like, you're going to get out here and help me with the garden. Like there wasn't a choice.
No.
It was not would you like to help?
Nope.
No.
Get out here.
Get up.
You want to eat?
You're serving the family. It's not just about you.
Yeah.
And I think that's another
huge.
part too, is people don't serve other people enough. Their whole life is about them. And I think to create really healthy humans, serving other people is actually really important. Yeah. And again, I think that's in seasons. I think some people can pour too much of themselves out and not take care of themselves.
I was just thinking that too. Like there's a selflessness, but you can't lose self. But yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think serving people, getting outside of yourself, finishing the job that you were asked to do, doing things sometimes without even a reason. Like as a kid, it was like, I don't have to tell you why you need to get out and do the garden. You get out here now. This is what you're going to do. I don't necessarily have to give you a reason. You're going to get up on Saturdays and wipe the baseboards because we take care of the things that we have. And then I think as you get older and life happens and hard things happen, I think resiliency and drive is built through purpose. I think having a purpose in life is important. I think knowing why you were created is important. And I think having love in any form, I think love can get people through so many hard things. Yeah. If they feel like people truly love them at the worst of themselves and at the best of themselves and anywhere in between, that people can pull out of a lot.
Those are all really good things. The resiliency comes from, like you said, the bounce back of you can't avoid the hard things, but you can and you don't want to just sit and accept it and just like lay over, but it does come from accepting it and coming back from it in a way that you build something else within you. And I just think that, I don't know, all that put together really creates a strong person that can work through a lot of things.
Do you feel like it came from, so in my story, in like coming back from hard things, it felt like just putting one foot in front of the other. Like today I woke up, I'm putting this foot here. And then tomorrow, because sometimes when things feel too big or too hard and you can't get worked through them quickly, they take years to work through. And I know that's true in your life. I'm going to do this thing today. Yeah. And then tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to do this thing tomorrow. And sometimes it's that slow until you find yourself just, okay, this is what I do when I get up. And I don't know.
Yeah. And I think I don't know. It's hard to say with that kind of stuff too, of everybody comes from a different space and how they were raised and what their belief systems are and stuff. So you have to kind of work through all that too. But I do think there's a basic human, even scientific thing of just focusing, like you said, focus one day at a time. It sounds so cliche, but it's true. Because if you continue to think about and worry about what's going to possibly happen tomorrow,
too overwhelming. Our brains can't handle it.
Yeah, and if focusing on today means doing something productive and checking that box, that's cool. But if just doing one from the other today means creating an opportunity to be with other humans, that will be a healthy and important interaction, so that you can feel like, oh, I got that piece of me is fulfilled in today. I mean, it doesn't, I don't know. I think that sometimes in this world that we live in, we can definitely overwhelm ourselves with trying to do all the things and get it all right. But if you focus on today and intentional with how you spend your time and who you spend it with, and I don't know, there's lots of little things in there we can figure out, right? But
resiliency is something that does fascinate me.
Me too. I love it because it's so, when you watch it in action and you watch it happen in a way, like, because I don't know, I feel like you've had to be resilient in your life for certain things and certain reasons, and I've had to, but then we also get to watch our children build that, and it's for different reasons in the moment, but because then we look back and it's like, so we're able to do it now as adults. So what happened in our childhood that our parents helped us build that?
Yes.
And gave us the tools, or purposefully or accidental.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, appreciate you. It's just really interesting. I just find it fascinating.
Yeah. I think too, there is a mindset of, again, I think people, here's the other thing, you can only speak from your own story, right? And your own personal experience. But even looking at my kids, just, we're going to do this. Like, we're going to get up and we're going to do the thing. Mm-hmm. And some days feel overwhelming and some days feel too hard. And every day we get up. Like, we're blessed to wake up that day. And so we're going to get up and we're going to do the things that make sense today. And then I think over time it builds with a new, I can do this. And I remember saying to my kids a lot, like, we can do hard things, guys. And I think the second thing on there was holding space for big emotions is not suppressing. So I went through a divorce when my kids were really little and can't explain that to kids. Like, there's no way I barely explain it to myself. So there's not, like, you can't explain and like, you can't reason with them with little kids, right?
Right. They don't get the full, they can't understand the full picture.
No.
So you have to find ways to
do that, to hold space for whatever is outpouring from you right now is obviously a very large emotion. It's probably not even coming from the thing that you're saying it's coming from right now. And we're just going to hold space for that thing. Mm-hmm. And your patience grows as a human. Gosh, no doubt. And you just, okay, I get that. And you can have that big emotion and we can do hard things. Right. And I know you don't want to do that thing, but this is what we're going to do. Right. And I love you and you can do it. And we're going to do it together. Yeah. And I think that's the community part probably as an adult, that togetherness.
Yeah. To not feeling isolated and alone in making hard choices or doing the hard thing. Also holding the big emotion. And maybe that means that we don't do the hard thing today, but we're going to work on doing it later. Or, because sometimes it's like, there's like this grittiness of like, let's just push forward and do the thing. And sometimes that doesn't really make sense in them.
That can be unhealthy.
It can be. Yeah. And I think that you have to like, okay, we don't have to do that, but we're going to do this instead or whatever. But at the same time, not just allowing, okay, never mind, let's just not do anything. I also think that there's a measure of adding humor too. That's really important. That's been for us of adding, even if it's a little bit dark or even if it's people outside of our nuclear family don't get it. And they're like, that's a lot. Humor. I think adding humor is really important. I feel like you probably try to do that a lot.
Oh, yeah. You have to.
Yeah, because if you take yourself too seriously, I mean, we take the serious things serious, but we also make light of it. Like, if things get too heavy sometimes, if you make light of it with some humor or kind of give each other, rib each other a little bit about, okay, you know. And I think that makes a difference too. Of just like, we don't have to take everything so seriously.
I can't live there. Gives you a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I think that can be very heavy.
I got to find this. There was a lady I listened to. She was talking about, it was essentially resilience and just getting through hard things. And she said that humor, I can't remember what it was, but humor was a large part of people's healing. Like, that went through really hard things, but that humor helped. I'm going to have to find the statistic.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was really important into people's healing and to them, like, was it success? Like, after something like, I can't remember. But anyway,
I love it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a lot of good things. I think that we can all just take note of that. And continue to remind ourselves of these things.
Yeah. Love it. Speaking of, you know how to build wealth. What was the third thing on there? It was building wealth outside of real estate.
A lot of down market. They're down economic or down turning the economic.
I think who we should ask is the people at the Kentucky Derby, because they're probably wealthy.
Probably.
And speaking of a Kentucky Derby,
this was delicious.
This was a tribute to that.
It was a mint julep. Although
I've never had one. It was great.
All of our crushed ice is melty and gone, but that's okay.
It was good.
So we got crushed mint.
Yep.
Homemade simple syrup, bourbon,
ice,
and
that's it. It's simple.
That could get your toe up from the flow up.
Again, for perspective, it's 2:00 on a Monday afternoon, but it is good. And we're just giving you reviews on things. So we probably have 5 large mint leaves in each glass, 2 ounces of.
We slapped them.
We did.
Slapped and muddled.
We slapped that leaf. And then we put in 2 ounces of
bourbon,
1 ounce of simple syrup, and a healthy amount of ice.
Yes, like fill her up.
And then you stir vigorously.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that they said about it. Like, and I've never made a mint julep. I've drank mint juleps, homemade mint julep from at like a derby party, which they were delicious. I'd never had one. I was like, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
But like, it was all. I guess it's all about the crushed ice.
It was good.
It was delicious.
It's good. So, anyways, try mint julep this Kentucky Derby season. It's a season. I should have worn hats.
I wonder if I still have my derby hat I made. Yeah, I've been to a couple different derby parties, and you have to make a hat. It's fun to like go get things and like
we
the
need to do
ribbon,
that.
and then put a bird nest in it. It's just fun. Like we're doing love it. It's so much fun. I'll have to show you my pictures from our derby party. It's fun. It's so cutie.
I love it. We're having a derby party. Okay, happy.
I don't even know if this is gonna
Happy day.
happy day.